Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President, and thanks a lot to the organizers for the invitation and this great event. I'm super happy to be with you today. Let me share my screen. I hope you can see my slides, correct?
Yes, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So I will talk about automation, digital transformation, COVID-19, the labor markets in the time allocated to me. The digital transformation part has been very nicely covered by Richard, which illustrated that in order to understand the digital transformation, we need to take on the one hand the characteristics of jobs and occupations in comparison with what the digital technologies can do. And on the other side, we need to take the global environment, the characteristics of the foreigners, on what they can do and how they can be perform some tasks through offshoring. In my talk, I will focus on the first part, on the characteristics of the jobs and technology. Richard has already covered the global dimension, and I will go a little bit deeper to this dimension. And if we look, if we try to see what are the broad implications that have been studied extensively by the literature, we will see that automation, digital technologies, robots, machines will not lead to an apocalyptic future that will not have labor. And in fact, these technologies come both with some displacement effects of labor, but also some productivity effects that can generate new jobs, new tasks for humans. So if we want to look at the implications of new technologies, we need to look at the transformative power they have on the way we work and on the characteristics of the jobs. And the first such transformative power that has been pointed out is the so-called job polarization. If we separate the occupations, the jobs in three categories, the low-skilled ones, like food preparation, cleaning services, personal care, agriculture, middle-skilled ones, office administration, construction, production, and machine operators, and the high-skilled ones, managers, professionals. The first point that has been observed is that the middle-skilled jobs have declined significantly. One of the reasons is the new technologies, another reason is offshoring, but that has been pointed out as important implications of new technologies to this aspect. And while middle-skilled occupations go down, we have a significant increase for low and high-skilled occupations. So based on this, this theory and also the empirical evidence, what we did is we updated some statistics for European countries with my colleague, former colleague, he's now at LSE, Sybert Brekelmans, who is, so we focus on European countries and we study the change in employment share, the percentage change between 2002 and 2016. And what we found is indeed we found this significant increase of middle-skilled jobs by more than 8%. We found a significant increase in high-skilled jobs, but only a small increase in low-skilled jobs. So this suggests more an upskilling picture in still job polarization. However, that is very sensitive with the starting date of this exercise. If we adjust the starting date to 2008, 2009, so we focus on the Eurozone crisis and its recovery, then we will see much more significant job polarization, which middle-skilled jobs in any case decrease to a large extent. So if this is the picture so far from past adopted technologies like robots, like ICT, the question is what we will see in the future. And in the future, we have the development of artificial intelligence, or machine learning, which goes beyond the routinization hypothesis. And So what we did is we rely on Bruegel, Mitchell, and Rock work that they developed a measure of suitability of machine learning, the so-called SML score, for the 3 different skill groups. And we wanted to see this score. Basically, what it says is the potential of each of skill group to be transformed because of automation, automation that comes from AI and machine learning. And what I mean, one of the important lessons we got out of this exercise is that indeed middle skill jobs, that they are routine jobs, they are largely affected, have the potential to be affected by these new technologies, but also non-routine jobs, especially in the low skill dimension, will also are expected also to significantly affected relative to the high skill jobs that will not be transformed to such a great extent. Now, if we see this picture that new technologies and especially the future will have important implications, novel implications, especially for low skill jobs, then the question is, what happens if we bring in this story COVID-19? And Richard already referred to this study by Bruegel and Neumann, which basically develop a measure of each job to be done from home. Basically what we see is that it is the high skill jobs, first of all, the ones that they are more likely to be done from home. We have some middle skill jobs that can be done from home, and low skill jobs and a respective part of middle skill jobs have a small share of them can be done from home. So we see that COVID-19 can add can accelerate this transformative impact of new technologies because of the nature of the pandemic. And this is not only in the short run effect. In the longer run, if we rely on surveys, which is the first measure that gives immediate results, more studies will arrive hopefully in the future, we see a picture in which this remote work is here to remain. I mean, in this particular study that survey that took place in May, and you can refer to that, I don't have time to develop further, after COVID pandemic shock, we expect to have 3 times more remote work than before COVID. And that has also implications for office-related occupations, for business travel-related occupations, which to a large extent involve the surroundings of office spaces and the services they offer, which could be classified more in the low skill dimension. So we see that even in the longer run, low skill occupations will face an important transformative direction, which will be more directed from COVID, but also from the acceleration of digitalization because of COVID, which will extend the transformative power to low skill jobs. I will stop here. Thank you very much.